extremely important decision. Thank you.
Senator Harmon, for what purpose do you rise?
To the motion, Madam President.
To the motion, Senator.
As we've heard from colleagues today, we did have an excellent debate of this motion in the Senate Judiciary Committee. And in the broader context of the arguments often made against the death penalty, the economics and the moral dimensions, I wanted to share one observation from our hearing this morning. The opposition articulated in the Judiciary Committee came from the police and the prosecutors. And it's easy to understand. If we, in fact, abolish the death penalty, we take away from them a tool. Our learned colleague, our state's attorney in residence, the gentleman from Alton, talked about this being a tool to achieve an end, a plea to life imprisonment without a trial. We have used that term, a tool, many times, and in that context, I think it's even more urgent for us to intervene at this point. One of the state's attorneys who presented testimony in committee said he was explaining the story of, in my opinion, an obviously horrible criminal who pleaded guilty and accepted a term of 53 years incarceration, and I quote, in exchange for simply taking the death penalty off the table. He said it with a confidence and a matter-of-factness that arrested me. In exchange for simply taking the death penalty off the table. This is not a tool. This is an awesome power. We are all in the business of persuading people. We try to persuade each other to vote for our bills. We persuade voters to send us back to Springfield. Can you imagine if you had the power to say, you should do what I'm telling you to do, or I will use the full force of the law and the power of the state of Illinois to try to kill you? This is not a tool in the tool bag. This is an awesome power, and it is not a power inherent in the description of a prosecutor. This is a tool, a power given to prosecutors by us in the General Assembly. We need to decide whether that is an appropriate power to give to someone elected and who runs for office and who has the ability to say to someone who has to decide whether to plead guilty or to be put to death by the state. I would come down here. We as a people are not diminished in any way if a horrible criminal spends every day of the rest of his life in jail as opposed to being executed. We as a people, we as a state, however, are gravely diminished if we execute an innocent man so that it is easier and more convenient to secure plea agreements. I urge a yes vote.